feedback I've gotten over the years from attendees is that while the material is powerful and it impacts their businesses, they just don't get enough. So they say to me, if only we could spend more time with you and the other presenters and really pick your brain, absorb the knowledge that you have to share, and get hands-on training. So to satisfy this need, I created Success GPS programs.
If you're here, it's because you want to succeed.
Being the fact that it's a hands-on workshop, we are getting a ton of value in terms of gaining more clarity for our business and approaching ways to wow the clients and customers that we do have.
Some of the Success GPS events are short, single-day experiences, a couple of hours, but our premier event is an extended, hands-on, experiential retreat. Business owners can come, spend 3 full days locked down and learning everything they need to know to be successful in business and in life.
Everybody up, I'll come out and get you. You over there too, up, up, up. See, if you already sit down, then you've already flunked, which means you've already given up.
Industry leaders that are here today that are so authentic and passionate about being of service to others. It sort of opens my heart and my mind to being really possible and staying on the right track.
I've spent 25 years listening to thousands of speakers, looking for the best of the best. Of all these, I handpicked this lineup of amazing speakers because I knew that they would bring it and that they would put it all on the line with their heart and soul to create an amazing experience for our attendees. In addition, all of the presenters are passionate about helping small businesses and entrepreneurs succeed and take the time on and off the stage for every attendee to get what they need to go to that next level. So I say show up, follow up, and lift up. Give back and don't ever, I don't care where you are in life, if you think you haven't arrived somewhere to where you can't give something back, you're wrong. It's the exact opposite. The minute you start stepping, bring someone with you.
Don't even hesitate, get here, do it. Be here, be the first one signed up, sit in the front row, get all the information, and it will be mind-blowing. It'll just be, it's a game changer to be here. It's just a game changer.
So don't miss the experience live and in person. Go to register at successgpsseminars.com for our upcoming event. And in the meantime, get ready to be inspired.
Again, welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, and again, glad to be here. And the things that Jen was talking about, my wife Susie and I, we started this organization now. Obviously, we gave everybody a tough time on how to pronounce that. But if you think fraternity, it's called MEFIYI, if you think fraternity. So, and really that's how it originated. It originated that I was fortunate enough to go to UCLA, and I played football there. We were part of the football team that didn't want to apply for fraternities. So we created our own. This was the name we came up with. And ironically, when we started our organization 20 years ago, all my former teammates, they're getting a great kick out of this. Glad that we're using our name in such a positive way. So let me tell you a little bit more about MEFIYI. Oops. Okay. MEFIYI is 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our mission is to support Nevada youth, areas of amateur athletics, recreation programs, physical fitness. And we also try to create and build stronger communities. So we also work with all the local organizations that service our youth to ensure that we have facilities for our kids to thrive and explore their talent and ambition. And the simple thing of it, what we really do, my wife had an extensive sports background. She was volleyball, played golf. She's the volleyball coach at Douglas High School right now, won a state championship. We should have had 2 more, but anyway, simply what we really do, we teach the importance of education through sports. Growing up, as Jen said, I grew up here, went to Hug High School, and if there's anything that really bothered me with my peers is that even though I was able to develop some opportunities for myself, I couldn't figure out why they couldn't do the same. And that just really bothers me when we have our young kids, we all have some type of something to offer to the community. And when we don't take advantage of that, we all lose. And so that's just always been a P for me since high school. And so when we came back here in Nevada, we wanted to do something about that. And that's why we created MEFIYI. These are some of the highlights we've had over the last 20 years. And again, we're very pleased that we've been able to work these last 20 years servicing our Nevada youth, not just in Douglas County, but in Washoe, Carson, Pershing County, Urington. We've been all over the place. When people ask us, as long as you're a Nevada youth, we want to help. If we can do something that can support our youth, we're there. We've even been down in Clark County. So we've been all around these last 20 years. We've serviced over 18,000 kids over this time. I'm very pleased about that. And we've done some things as far as we've raised quite a lot, millions of dollars for our programs, other youth programs that are here in Northern Nevada that are still going on. Douglas County was the last community that did not have a Boys and Girls Club. Well, our organization initiated that task, and we got a Boys and Girls Club back in 2007 that opened its doors. And that's something that we also do. We don't just do programs, again, like we mentioned. We try to service our kids in as many ways as possible. And probably the best way to service our kids is give them a supervised environment so they can explore, so they can get to know. They can find new ways of satisfying their talents, satisfying their ambitions. We've also done a number of things around all Washoe County, and we'll continue to do so. So we're just very pleased with what we've done in these last 20 years. We're going to continue to do so. But there's a great reason why this all happened. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to know what you're looking at today is NFL history. Now, I don't know if you ever knew that, but this young man up here on the stage is part of NFL history. And I'd like to share how that all came about. So, believe it or not, my football career started back in the good old Pop Warner days, 9, 10 years old. I'm the youngest of 7 kids, okay? 5 brothers, 1 sister. She's dead in the middle. There's 3 older, 3 younger. And yeah, she's the toughest out of all of them. And she's the loudest too, okay? She's beautiful though. When my older brothers, they had created a legend of the Townsells with Pop Warner football. So then here comes Jojo, the youngest. Great, got another Townsell. He ought to be able to excel in Pop Warner. And I did try out. I quit. My mom bought me some brand new shoes because I thought I wanted to play football. I loved football. But I tell you something, it was the first time I ever gotten to the point where it's going to be organized football. And I saw those guys putting on those helmets and those pads, and I'm like, not this kid. No, that's not for me. So the next year I go, hey, Mom, I'm going to try again. And she bought some brand new shoes. Obviously, I grew. My foot got a little bit bigger, so she bought some new shoes. I quit again. Same reason. At that time, I was just scared to play football. And so what I ended up doing was I just got involved in other sports. I ran track, I played basketball, and I just said, well, football's just not for me. I'll just play with the guys at the park and that kind of thing. So we come to a point where freshman year at Hug High School, I look in the paper. I see the paper, and just like any young kid that loves sports, I go to the sports page first, Reno Gazette, and I saw that little column, freshman football tryouts at Hug High School. Okay, I think I'm ready. I've been doing basketball, I've been doing track, been doing pretty good. I love football. I think I want to give it a try. So my mom, she was working at, it was called Washoe Medical, that's now renowned. She comes home, go, Mom, I saw they're doing freshman football tryouts. I want to try for it. I want to do it. And my mom said, son, Mama will support you in everything you do, okay? But if you want to play football, you're gonna have to buy your own shoes. And she wasn't kidding. But what was great was that my grandmother lived right next door. We called her Mama Helen. Hey, Mama Helen. Kid wants to play some football. Can you help me get some shoes? Yeah, no, I was her favorite grandson. Of course. I'll help you do that. But you're going to have to do something for Mama first. I go, what's that, Mama Helen? You see those weeds in the back? They weren't just the backyard. We had a community center park. You do all those weeds in the park, which was about 50 yards of weeds, 50 length, 50 width. You do those, I'll get you your shoes. I said, well, dang, is football that important? Well, it was. I went ahead, chopped the weeds, and then she had the connections enough to make it into a job. So I actually got a paycheck. It was my first job where I actually got paid. Made $600 that summer. So I was able to buy my own shoes. And I know, like most of all of you, when you pay for something yourself, you don't want to waste it. And I'm a stingy son of a gun. I still am. So I bought those shoes. I ended up sticking with freshman football, and that's how my career got started. But in the interim part of all that, something happened that was tremendous that has affected me to this day, and the reason why I'm standing in front of you today is that in the 4th grade, I wasn't a very good student. I wasn't bad, I was just getting like B minuses and C's. And fortunately enough, I had parents that said, hey, that's not good enough. What can we do to improve this? And so they ended up hiring a tutor. And it was a tutor, she was a senior at Reno High School. You guys might know a name, her name is Michelle Kletch. Kletch family's been around Reno, Nevada for years. But anyway, she came and tutored me, and she showed me how to have good study habits, how to manage my time. My grades improved. And when she left that senior year, she ended up getting awarded an academic scholarship to Stanford University. And before she left, she brought me this book that you see on the screen. Kept this book all this time. Book was on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And as any red-blooded young boy growing up, the only thing I read was the sports page and comic books. Okay? This is the first book I ever read. And when I read it, obviously we all know the dynamics of Martin Luther King Jr. in regards to the civil rights movement. But when I read this book, what I got out of it was, this was a man that valued education. If you read about him, you will see all the different levels of education that he was able to achieve to prepare himself for greatness. And that's what I got out of it. I got out of it that there's something bigger than sports here. It's our education. If we educate ourselves in the right way, our possibilities are endless. And so, as I continue to improve with my grades, that book also helped me to develop a goal back in the 4th grade. And that goal was I just wanted to go to college. Didn't care about sports, I just want to go to college. I want to have the college experience. And so that's what I did. I really worked hard at my academics. And what was even better is the group of friends I had who were also athletes, they also felt the same way. They wanted to go to college, they valued education. And to be honest with you, we competed even more in the classroom than we did on the playing field. We were upset if, hey, I got an A minus. Well, I got an A. So what's up with that? We would try to outdo each other, and that helped us out. It was a friendly competition, and it helped all of us. But that was a tremendous thing for me because it set my sights that even when I did start playing football at Hug High School, I knew what my sights were. All I wanted at Hug High School is to give me a chance, prepare me to go to college. Okay? So, played during freshman football season, started, did really well. We only lost one game that year. And then sophomore year, the varsity coach, his name was Bob Floyd, he comes to me and say, I think I want you to try out for varsity next year. I said, dude, I'm only going to be a sophomore next year. I don't want to do that. He said, I think you can do it. I'm going to have you try out for varsity next year. I went home to my mom. Hey, Mom, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not ready for varsity. Talk to the coach, please. I don't know if I got that fear out of me yet. Well, Mom didn't talk to the coach. She didn't have anything to do with it. So coach just put me on the varsity lineup and see if when we tried out if I'd make the team. I made the team. All right, so as we did our 2-a-day practices, obviously I got adjusted to how varsity, high school varsity football was. Started feeling good about myself. Found out that I can compete at that level as a sophomore. And then we had our first game. Ironically, my first high school varsity game at Hug High School was against South Tahoe High School. And they had this really good running back. He was like a bruiser. You know, he was like a Christian Okoye type, you know? Just a big dude. Couldn't run as fast as Christian, but boy could play some ball. So at the time, they had me playing defensive back. So I was a defensive back, and for those that don't know football, defensive back is when you're playing defense and you first rule is to cover the wide receivers and then have some run support. Well, we were up 20-14. It's 4th down. They had the ball at the 3-yard line. And so this is the last play of the game. And so obviously they give the ball to the big man. And he ends up running a sweep coming my way. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So his wide receiver, he tries to block me. I'm like, man, get out of here, shoot. Then that dude's coming. It's me and him. This is for the game. We're going to get it done. And I'm like, I'm crazy. See, I love music, okay? So with music, I always have music in my head. And, so when I played, I'd always have that music. You know that music sometimes you hear on the cartoons? Some boys coming through. All right, come on. Come at him. Make the tackle. Try to make the tackle. The only problem was, I don't know if you guys ever watch NFL films or if you ever watch an NFL game, but when you ever see someone get tackled, I mean, you hear the sound usually is like, well, in this instance, when me and my homeboy end up hitting each other, it went splat. Splat? All right, so the kid made the tackle. Hug High School wins the game. All right. And as I'm going, celebrating my teammates, I'm jumping up. Oh, wait. Hey, what's going on? Oh, man, I can't believe this. Oh, shoot. I just crapped in my pants. That's what the splat was. So I'm like, okay, all right. Hey, yeah. I'm running to the locker room to go try and clean myself off, right? But while I'm doing it, like I said, I like songs. So, don't let the poop get you down, right? I don't know about y'all, but I used to love some Elton John, especially in the 70s. So obviously, I do a song with everything. And in this instance, don't let the poop get down on me. Although I search myself, it's only success I see. I just want to know right now in my life, I had to be free, yeah. By losing everything, it was like the poop coming down on me. So I get back to the locker room. I'm trying to clean myself up, but everyone came in too quick. Coach gets us up, And let me tell you, everything I'm telling you guys are all true stories, okay? Teams comes in. There was another sophomore named Doug Williams. We were only 2 sophomores on the team that year. And Coach Floyd, he comes in, hey, great job, guys. We got a win. You guys fought it. And you know what? Our 2 sophomores, they played great. You know what? They were probably so scared, they probably crapped in their pants. He saw that stuff. Oh, man, I couldn't believe he saw that. But true, he actually said that. But the reason why I say that, especially with this audience, how we deal with adversity is a reflection of our success. There is a moment in time, in your younger time, that made a difference in your life, that changed everything, that just gave you the light, gave you the aha moment, where you were able to move forward, set some goals and achieve those goals, go to the next level, own your own business, create new ideas that people want to associate with you. Do not forget those little things that made you the person that you are. Because this made me the person that I am today. I reflect back on this. It's why I keep this book, because when I have those days that are kind of trying, I have something to reflect back to and try to understand. Now, how was I successful before? How can I get back on track? Okay? I'm here for a reason. I'm here to be a successful person. And I'm not going to let anything doesn't go my way. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. Even if things go your way, but they don't go, I mean, hopefully you don't crap on your pants, but we just have to make sure that we don't give in, that we are always striving to be ourselves. And being ourselves is sharing the wonderful abilities that you all have. Which means time to become a superhero. Well, growing up, and she can attest to this, I am a superhero craze, man. Okay? Saturday mornings, back in the day, we had a porch out we lived out in the North Valleys in Reno. Back in the day, that early morning sun, we'd have that shadow, right? So the shadow, I'm up here being Superman and all this stuff. I'm showing myself, see my little shadow right there? I used to do that all the time, up here just playing, having a good time by myself, Saturday mornings. I always wanted to be a superhero. Always. And believe it or not, the NFL was not the reason why I became a superhero. The reason why I became a superhero is because back at Hug High School, I mentioned earlier how the peers, not seeing my peers who I knew had the ability, such as I, could develop the opportunities, such as I, that they didn't give themselves a chance. So we have to do something about that. And I knew back at Hug High School that the work that we're doing now, Susie and I, that's the work that was going to give me my superpower. Those are the extraordinary powers that I felt I had, because I felt I had the ability to inspire people, especially kids, and share my experiences with them so they understand that I'm just a real dude. I was able to be on the big stage, but believe it or not, everybody that's on the big stage, they do want to come home and share what they've experienced, because they want you to have that same experiences. We all have that power. We all have that superpower. Hopefully you have realized that. I'm pretty sure with this audience we have. But do not take that lightly. And all you have to do to know how great your superpower is, see how people gravitate to you. Do people want to be with you? Do people listen to when you talk? When you do an event like this, people show up because they know you're going to tell me how to get my superpower or take my powers to another level. We cannot stop doing that. We all have superpowers. Mine just happened to be that I chose that would fulfill me was to work with kids. What we've done over the last 10 years, we started our program mainly doing sport camps. We'd bring in professional athletes, collegiate athletes like at the university, and coaches to come and work with our kids. And there's two reasons why we did that. Because number one, when I first moved back, I would volunteer my time with Douglas and Hug High School. My wife would do the same. And the thing they would always ask me, just because they knew my history, was that, what are you doing here? Why are you coming every day? What's up with that? What do you want out of this? And so I just told them, you guys would be surprised how many professional athletes would give anything to come and be your superhero for the day. So I had to prove them wrong. That's how MEFIYI got started. I had to prove to our kids that we had professional athletes that they watch on TV. They would take the time and come and spend the day with them, do instruction with them, pal around with them, do conversations with them, learn that, hey, we're all just the same. We're all humans. Okay? We went through those things that you're going through now. We overcame them. We can tell you how to overcome them or how we did. And so that's how MEFIYI got started. Because we just wanted to prove to our kids how people care. And so subsequently, as we've moved along over the years, we developed a reward club program. We have a wonderful thing going on around here in Nevada. A lot of companies that want to be here in Nevada. We have a lot of job opportunities that are coming our way, starting this year. And as you all have heard, the next 10 years, it's going to be very fruitful as far as opportunity, job opportunity. Well, the thing that we've decided to do is develop the reward club. And our reward club is that we work with student athletes. Yes, we still work with them on a sports standpoint, but we're getting them job ready. We need our kids ready by the time they're 18. Don't figure it out after you graduate from high school. Figure it out now. It's no different than a kid that gets involved with substance abuse, which usually happens around the middle school time. We got to give them something that's going to stimulate them, that they know that they have opportunity coming their way. Because the bottom line is this. Department of Education, 70% of Nevada students, they don't want to go to college. It's the alternative. What else am I going to do? What else are you going to do? Plan your future. If you plan your future, you got options. This is our reward club. When we started this 8 years ago, we've had more participants, but these are the participants that stayed with us from middle school on, once they graduate from high school. And these are the results we had. We had 58 participants, 57 attended college or trade school. The only one that didn't, she just got married to a military guy. That's what she wanted. And she's doing great, got a wonderful family, living the military life. 30 became college graduates. 5 have gotten their master's degree, which I am proud to say that one of those master's degrees is my younger daughter, Mia. Just got that. 57 of them are employed today. These are the type of statistics with our club, that we're trying to bring. I'm reaching out to all of you to support our efforts in a number of ways. How many of you, just want to ask this question, how many of you are frustrated with the local job force? Okay? And that's why we do it. I'll go to the chamber meetings, I go to the business council meetings, and that's the number one thing. Well, we want to move a business here, but I always got to bring my out-of-state staff to get things rolling because I can't find anyone to hire. Well, we're trying to make that change, and we're slowly going that direction. And that's what we're trying to do the next 20 years. We want to make sure that all these Nevada jobs that are coming, we want Nevada kids, Nevada people, Nevada adults taking these jobs. And we'll do whatever we can to work with whoever we want or whoever feels that we can collaborate and do that kind of job to ensure that we can improve our local workforce. We improve our local workforce, well, a lot of great advantages to that. With the biggest advantage, we don't have to recruit too much. They'll come to us, and we'll help with that. So we're very proud of what we've been able to achieve, and that's the direction we're going. Our plan of action. We always talk about fear of failure. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've had a fear of failure all my life. And I've told you some of my stories. How couldn't I have fears? We all have fears. We have to acknowledge that. It's okay to have a fear of failure, fear of success. Biggest thing that this whole audience has done, let's really think about it. There's not a day that goes by that we have one failure in our day, in our working day. Does that mean we're going to stop going to work? No, everyone in this audience, they have proven to themselves that, hey, you know what? If I don't get it the first time, I'm going to get it the second time. I don't get it the second time, I'm going to get it the third time, so on and so on. And what happens when we've had those failures and they become successes? Well, it's because during that process, we continued to learn. We kept trying till we got it right. And obviously, it was just a training mechanism to ensure that we take advantage of what we have to offer to the community, to our businesses. And we just have to continue to do that. So I bring this up just for that. That's got to be a continual plan of action, that we never, ever succumb to failure. Failure is a good thing. All it means is that we got to put in a little bit more work. Maybe we have to collaborate. Whatever it may be, we cannot ever not address that, not get upset, not bring anxiety to ourselves that we're upset because we're not meeting our budget or whatever the circumstances may be. It can get done. It will get done. And again, I have a good idea that all of you that are here in this audience today and over the weekend, you have done that successfully. I just want to share that with all of us. We can't forget why we have become successful and why we want to continue to grow. Just like to say, I'd like to thank this opportunity. I really appreciate being able to have a chance to share and get you to know a little bit more about myself and the work that we're doing. I do have information that if you'd like to stay in touch, I certainly would enjoy that opportunity to sit down with you and see how we can grow together or just have good conversation. As you all know, you just never know when we're going to need each other, but it's good to have the contacts. So I welcome you to stay in touch. And the one thing I want to add is that there's one reason why we stay with student athletes. Focusing on student athletes is sports is soft skill training. Everything that you're asking your entry-level people who you probably have the most problem as far as turnover is concerned, they haven't developed those soft skills. Soft skills being how to be on time, how to be able to work alone, how to work with others, how to create some initiation, how to improvise. I mean, that's what sports brings to the table, and that's why we try to get our student athletes to understand how they have a step forward with what they're doing. It's more than just winning ball games. It's getting that career start. So again, if you'd like to stay in touch, we'll be here the rest of the morning. Feel free to come by, give you some information to learn more about us, and would love to have conversation with you. Because the bottom line with us, we call it the Reward Club for a reason. Whether it's businesses or our kids, community centers, whatever it may be, when we have success, it's our community's reward. And that's where we're going. We want more rewards, and we have that to give. So I want to thank you all for your attention. Thank you all for listening. Jen, again, thank you for this opportunity. And just want to wish you all a good 2017. Wish you all well. And again, hope sometime in the future that we can have conversation. Thank you very much.